In a house of light with power ground sat a father with a helping hand. Sun in chains with deeds of night, 11 years, an offbeat plight. Hunter's sins weighed heavy and cold, pardon signed in a light so bold. 11 years, an odd span to find, father's mercy, justice blind. He walked the line of shadows gray, through the night and in the day. Lies and whispers, truth concealed, through the Father's hand was mercy healed. Hunter's sins weighed heavy and cold, pardon signed in the light so bold. 11 years, an odd span to find, Father's mercy, justice blind. He walked the line of shadows gray, through the night and in the day. Lies and whispers, truths concealed, through the Father's hand was mercy healed. Hunter's sins weighed heavy and cold, pardon signed in the light so bold. 11 years, an odd span to find, Father's mercy, justice blind. The townfolk gathered, voices raised in disbelief and solemn gaze. A son reborn from darkened halls by a father's grace. A justice falls. 11 years, the murmurs tell why such a span. None could quell a family's bond, the cause unknown. In shadows deep their secret sown.
This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
Just me and my best. Just me and my bitch. Yeah, me and my bitch.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the...
I don't want this to come off too autistic, but I just get the sense that you're a really good guy.
Well, thanks for saying that, Donnie. Anywho, you know how your parents are dead? If we don't step up, everyone is going to have dead parents.
These bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do.
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
I would ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he didn't really mean that.
I don't know what I said.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
These were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with that smoke. We are still here.
We have to say yes to social justice.
No, it's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The System is Down at night, prime time, 6 o'clock or whenever it is your time, or whenever we get around to making things work. I'm joined, as always, by the great Dave Casey. Dave, how are you doing, man?
What is up? Doing good, bro. Doing the 9 to 5er though, so you know,
busy.
Excited to have some me time.
Busy working, man.
With you, of course.
Oh, you time is me time, Dave. That's the only time we get together.
This is my social hour.
Pretty much, yes. This is us on a, getting out on the town. This is how we do it.
Yeah. You're my only friend, dude. That's what I'm trying to say. Please don't ever.
I get that, and I can relate to a pretty big extent. But it's all good. It's all good. Adults in their social lives. So socializing is boring unless you're making something out of it. So what better way to socialize than to get together and watch the world burn and have a good laugh about it. But thank you for being here, Dave, and thank all of you for being here, and especially you guys in the Downers Club, people like Queen Over, Guild Kate, John Winshower, Bob Seifert, Autumn, Jacob Spangia, Carolina, Trashman, Abrogate, Dees, Maxwell, Meredith, Kia, something, Denise, Adam, Donald, Leah, Ozymataz, Stony, Level Zero, Stefan Hartman, Jack Casey, Javari, Ryan Mortensen, that one gay guy, and many more. If you want to get your name on that list and have it read in correctly, going over to patreon.com/The System is Down, where you'll get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more content whenever we can during the holidays. It's the holidays, y'all. I think we'll probably do one today, unless this goes long, but if it does go long, you're still getting the same amount of content, so if you like the show and you want more of it, go support it at patreon.com/The System is Down. All right. Okay, Dave, we have not talked since Thanksgiving, so how did it go? How was your Thanksgiving? Did you stuff a bird? Did you eat a bird? Did you do any unspeakable things with a bird?
Bro, no. And I told you I wasn't going to cook anything, and I didn't. I was like, oh, I'll probably end up doing dishes. I didn't even end up doing dishes, dude. I can't believe it. I just got to
turkey
eat the
lunch
food.
meat sandwiches?
Oh, we ate turkey leftovers for
3
or 4 days. It's good. It's still good. Pumpkin pie might even.
Oh yeah, I'm still eating it. I'm gonna have my 12th round tonight because it never is not a good choice to have Thanksgiving leftovers. But PETA, everybody loves PETA. Everybody knows PETA. They had some warnings about Thanksgiving and put out ads, as PETA does, in the most PETA way possible by making it as gross as they could come up with. So we're gonna go with this is PETA's Thanksgiving ad. So for the audio listener, this is a mixed race couple, a man and a woman. The man says, "Let's open those legs," and the woman says, "And stuff it all the way," while two children, mixed race children, are in the doorway saying, "Gross, ew," and down at the bottom it says, "If stuffing a turkey feels wrong, that's because it is."
Awesome, dude. That's
now,
where's this from?
This is PETA.
That's amazing.
Yeah, PETA put this out as their marketing. Now, I don't know about you, Dave, but when I stuff a turkey, it's not sexual in nature.
Oh man,
is PETA fucking their turkeys? Is that what they're saying? If it feels wrong, that's because it is. Well, maybe you're doing it wrong.
You to feel like something's wrong with you.
I did it. My wife and I did it a different way, and it felt just fine. But if you're doing it PETA's way, then yes, you are doing it incorrectly.
Those cartoon people were enjoying it. That's
true. I like how even the parents look like they're making it sexual by saying this about the turkey. So I don't know what we're going for. Mixed race couples are bad, I think, is what PETA's trying to say. They're gross and they fuck animals. All right, now that's PETA, not me. That's PETA. Now
clarification.
Yes. Now after that, I think it's worth a mention that I got a YouTube warning last week, but it wasn't for last week's episode. It was for episode. What is it? 404, and we're currently on 468 or something. So this is from a year ago. YouTube's like, hey, too far on that one, and we're gonna take a look. So they gave me this warning here. The episode is titled "Trump's UFC NYC knockout, and you can see really small there, and QAnon shaman for Congress. Now, you might assume that...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you might assume that things got spicy since I had QAnon shaman in there as a thing. Well, he was running for Congress, and we were talking about the news, which included QAnon shaman running for Congress. But if you look there, Dave, you can see the community guideline policy. The flagging is at minute 117. And if you look in the image there, 117 is just the title card. So that title card is what got me this warning of content that promotes, glorifies, or incites acts of violence through harmful conspiracy theories. So,
QAnon. Yeah, you can't say that.
You can't say QAnon shaman for Congress? It's even got a question mark. I wasn't even rooting for him. I was just asking the question.
Yeah, you can't say that. Apparently, you can't say that. Can't even apply that. Doesn't matter what he's doing. Going to the store, making dinner, running for Congress.
I mean, of all the shit that I've said on this show, though, like, if you're going to come at me for something a little bit more than a title. There's plenty to work with. For example, from John F. Kennedy Jr., the end is near. Soon the whole world will know the truth. # trust the plan. Just throwing that in there, testing the waters to see if QAnon shaman stuff is still as dangerous as it was a year ago. But I don't know. Do you follow John F. Kennedy Jr. on Twitter, Dave? He's got 22.5 thousand followers, so clearly the movement is still strong.
Right. No, that's not my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I don't follow that guy. But if he's a good follow, I might consider it. He only
couldn't
follows
tell you.
11 people.
I don't follow him, as you can see. But yeah, it's a different bag of nuts over there, and it's always fun to pop in on them from time to time. Now, my response to YouTube giving me a warning for absolutely nothing is not only to talk about more nothing that you should not give me a flag for, but this next article, this next story is one that seems like a good follow-up to that for YouTube. Completely unrelated, obviously, but here we go.
Pelkey has taken finger pointing to a whole new level with this 7-foot-tall wood carving of a middle finger salute mounted on a 16-foot pole. This isn't road rage. This is rage against Westford, Vermont town officials. For a decade, the town has refused to give Pelkey a building permit to relocate his recycling business onto his own commercially zoned property.
Let's face it, I could have stood out by the road and screamed something. Nobody would have listened, right?
Right.
The statue's up there not saying a word. Boy, it's working good.
Lights are trained on it 24/7. Motorists on Route 128 can't miss it.
Way to go.
I think it's beautiful. I wish I had one.
The chair of the Westford Select Board wouldn't say much since they're anticipating a court hearing. The process would be the same with or without the Pelkey's recent sculpture. Turns out the law can't lay a finger on Ted because his finger is considered public art.
Really made me feel warm and fuzzy.
All right.
Awesome.
So there's that. Modern problems require modern day solutions. And Dave, you got anything? So he was fighting against the city for not allowing him to move his recycling plant property, like codes or something, to move his recycling company onto his own property, and so he constructed a large middle finger in the sky that they can't do anything about. Is this the libertarian hero we've been looking for, Dave?
I mean, we definitely take cues from that guy because he did that. That did not cost him a lot of money, I'm sure. Not too much time. And look at, all that free press.
Yep.
That's doing the job that you want it to do. You're going to have to be loud and creative like that guy. It's great.
Absolutely. Speaking of loud and creative, Kamala Harris made an appearance again. She crawled back out of the woodwork to unpromptedly give some thoughts on something, and let's see how she's doing.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Now, this was posted by @the Democrats page on Twitter, and unprompted. Nobody asked for this. Nobody was like, asking for an update on Kamala Harris. Nobody was asking for Kamala Harris's like, oh, good, my camera's out now. That's fun. Nobody was asking for Kamala Harris's opinion on really anything or, yeah. So what is their reason for this? You said you think that, did you say that you think that they are, sorry, my camera's fun. Do you think that they're doing this to throw Kamala under the bus and move along so they don't have to deal with her in 2028? Or is this Kamala Harris trying to, you know, save face by putting out an unpromptedly very drunk rant about nothing?
Yeah, I can't assume this time is them throwing her under the bus because she chose to show up hammered drunk. So they did, you know.
Or
that's
did
just
they like
so
drug
bizarre.
her and then they're like, no, you get out there, and she's like, no, and then they like gave her like a bull tranquilizer or something, then rolled the camera and said, read the script, it'll go great.
Obviously, that is a possibility that they did that for sure. But I'm going to assume she just has a serious alcohol problem.
Good chance. You know, there's no way of knowing. One of these things is more likely than the other, but I'm still sticking with bull tranquilizer.
Sticking with the bull tranquilizer. That's great.
Now, breaking news from the White House. The topic of the day, Joe Biden has actually, hold on. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've run this. We're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, the ghost himself, Joe Biden. So that makes this Remembering Biden.
And Corn Pop was a bigger big shot. Nazi fags. You ain't black.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
All right. From the White House, statement from President Joe Biden, still alive, still kicking. Today I signed a pardon for my son, Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making, and I kept my word, even as I had watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser. People are almost, okay, can't do the voice forever, are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out gun forms. Or filled out a gun form. Those who were late to paying their taxes because of serious addictions, but paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties, are typically given non-criminal resolutions. It is clear that Hunter was treated differently. Yes, he has been such a victim in this whole process. The charges in his case came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack and oppose my election. Ironic, isn't it? Then a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom, with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Had the plea deal held, it would have been a fair, reasonable resolution of Hunter's case. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong. There has been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober, who cares, even in the face of unraveling attacks and selective prosecution. In trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me, and there's no reason to believe it will stop here. Enough is enough. For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle: just tell the American people the truth, and they'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth. I believe in the justice system. But as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this week, there is no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision.
I love democracy. Nazi fags. Come on, man.
I mean, they all work, so it's all good.
Yeah, you got to run them back too. You only get so much more time.
So, yeah, Joe Biden is making the claim he's pardoning Hunter Biden for all of his misdeeds, which all of his misdeeds don't only include the things that are stated here with the gun and the drugs and stuff like that, but it includes all of the last 11 years of anything that Hunter has done or may have done, is how it is worded in the actual pardon. Anything that he's done in an oddly specific amount of years, 11, Hunter Biden is being pardoned for. And there's a lot of back and forth, especially in libertarian circles, for who gives a shit what it's worth, about whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Because some people are like, well, he's just a libertarian hero. And other people are like, well, he's also a piece of shit scumbag criminal who's part of a crime family.
Who the fuck said that he's a libertarian?
Okay, that might be an over-exaggeration, but people have made arguments to the extent of like, oh, it's just drug crimes and gun crimes, and as libertarians, that shouldn't be bad, right?
Is it though?
Well,
I don't know if
that's
true.
all that they're saying it is, so that must be all it is, Dave. That's what I've come to learn over my many years of not paying attention to anything.
That's why better safe than sorry if you're Joe Biden then. Anything that he might have done.
Yep.
That you might have seen on
or
that,
might not have
on
done,
that laptop. You know? Definitely. Bro, this is crazy. It's funny that this is the end result, and it started with laptop is Russian disinformation used to, influence the election, when in fact it was again, that's how demons operate. It's the exact inverse, right? It was true. You should have seen that because that would have affected the election in the opposite way. But that turned into this thing at the end where it's just like, oh, like he had a gun charge, like, people treat him unfairly. So we're just going to cover our ass just in case for later. And the left, instead of being like, some of them, actually, Charlemagne the God, he's pretty cool on this. He went on The View and tore those chicks up because they just were like, no, it's not the same. Trump is a criminal and he's above the law. And this isn't that. This is father loving son and helping. It's just like, it's so delusional and weird and team sport shit that's like just to another level. It's insane, dude.
Not to mention the fact that like Joe Biden saying that Hunter Biden was politically prosecuted and attacked and it's lawfare against Hunter Biden. Well, Donald Trump has spent the last like fucking 12 years in and out of like jail and handcuffs because they have been nonstop politically attacking him with lawfare the entire time, even when he wasn't in office. Yeah, maybe all the Burisma stuff and the laptop and all the mountains of things that you aren't even bringing up in this pardon. You're just glossily saying, hey, just anything that happens to come up, that's pardon too. Let's just go ahead and throw that all in there. Like, how can a president, whether it's the father or just the president in any capacity, how can they just say, whatever you might have done, it's fine. I pardon you for whatever it might have been. Like, if we find out that Hunter Biden did have a basement full of dead children or a prostitution ring, or let's say he murdered 25 people in a subway, like anything that comes out. And ironically, this is exactly what they were saying Donald Trump got when he got out of his bullshit case a couple months ago. They're like, well, that gives him the pardon to do literally anything. Joe Biden wrote, or whoever for Joe Biden wrote, whatever Hunter did or didn't do or might have done, or it might come out at some point, no matter what it is, it's perfectly fine for specifically 11 years. And we're just supposed to be like, yep, that's because a father loves his son. Nothing to see there.
Yep. Or best they'll go, well, finally, like he's, I saw the bitches on The View. They're incredible. It was mostly Whoopi, but she's like, well, maybe, I'm suggesting that, after he's trying to play nice all this time, he finally was like, well, I'm going to play like this thing. Like, I'm tired of getting taken advantage of. She was trying to say, like, that's the Biden complex. They've just been fucking you over so bad. So right. Like, you owe this, son. So, and with all that said, this can be true at the same time that I would do the same thing if I were Joe Biden. I would pardon my son. I think that seems like a general consensus online too.
Would you pardon him if you weren't involved in the Burisma scandal, or only if you were involved in the Burisma scandal?
No, both. I would do both for sure. If I was in, and that's what it is. He's criminally implicated, so like he's covering his own ass. And by the way, Joe Biden is such an awful person. He made that man the way you can only become that much of a piece of shit if your parents are pieces of shit. That's why Hunter
And they
Biden
are.
is
It's been
such
proven.
a piece of shit. Right. Like the Bidens are like the worst people on the planet. So that's why dude, I saw today, there was like a reminder, like Joe Biden made a political like stunt with TV cameras and shit, like a couple weeks after his wife died and like most of his kids were injured. He brought Hunter in with like fractured bones and stuff for like a photo op.
Yep.
He's such a piece of shit.
Look how bad my kid is, and my wife died and stuff, and you should elect me.
Right. That's basically what that was all about, and it worked for 50 fucking years.
So would you say that you can't hold it against Joe Biden for pardoning Hunter because you would do the same?
I'm saying if I was a criminal implicated, I would obviously do it. And if it was my son who was just like, just went down the wrong path, I would do it too. But we shouldn't
pretty
talk
wrong
about
path
it
there,
like,
Dave. Now, if it comes out that there's a bunch of shit on that laptop of your son's, and your son has been involved in like child sex trafficking or something, at that point, do you still pardon your son, Dave?
You're the Bidens, though. I mean, yeah, that's not the question you asked. No, if my dude, no, I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's a good one.
A lot of pictures of Hunter Biden with, kids and stuff.
Oh, well, dude, that's what I'm saying. The United States, the government of the United States is like the largest human trafficking organization in the world. So I'm sure Biden is aware of all this shit too right now, dude. Border shit is a large portion of it. Yeah. And I don't know how much Hunter Biden is involved in that, but yeah, I heard lots of shit. I've seen some grainy videos and yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. All I meant was like, I'm not blaming Biden for protecting his son, I guess.
Sure.
There's so many other reasons, to implicate them both and point at other things rather than, that part. But that's a good question.
I don't think we'll play the clip because it's a couple of minutes and we'll just talk about it. Did you see this clip of Jon Stewart talking about the Hunter Biden thing, Dave? By chance?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, in here he's basically saying a lot of things that we've gone over, but the main point that he brings up is like we as the Democrats, we just got like the moral high ground because we went through this election thing and it was so obvious that we lost, but we were able to be like, well, we lost the election and we concede the election. We're going to be the responsible adults in the room. And then immediately after that, Joe Biden's like, well, and also I'm pardoning Hunter Biden. And it's got a lot of Democrats pissed off about it. Just last night, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks was on Timcast talking about it. So even a lot of like the left is like, well, this is kind of the end here. For a lot of the Democrats who have gone along with all the COVID stuff or the transing stuff or the woke stuff or whatever stuff, all the agendas that have come out of the left over the last 10 years, at some point, you get to some point where it's like, I can't put my name on this anymore. I can't go along with this. We can't pretend like we are the no one is above the law crowd and justice and free and fair elections when something so flagrantly like just zero disregard for any reason why he should pardon Hunter Biden. It's because Hunter was attacked politically. How was Hunter Biden attacked politically other than people saying it seems like he was involved in some corruption with Ukrainian oil and shit? I don't know. Like, they've got no leg to stand on left with this one after the laptop turned out to be true, and they're still squashing that down. And all of Joe Biden's last year, and now Hunter Biden. The last thing I'm going to do on the way out, it's not going to be to pardon Ross just to stick it to Donald Trump. It's going to be to do the obvious, pardon Hunter Biden, and call it a day. So, good times.
Dude, 50 years Biden has been at the highest levels of government. 40 at the highest, but like, a half a century in government. And Delaware. What a scummy place, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Just a Delaware lawyer. So this is the end result of that. That's where it leads you. Man, dude, I'm telling you, if anybody out there wants to seek power, you'll either end up like Joe Biden or like the who's that health insurance CEO that just got popped by a Starbucks today?
I don't remember his name, but yes.
But man, that's what happens when you get to the end of the line. You have all the power in the whole world, and then you get Scarfaced.
Sure. Yeah, or Jeffrey Epstein.
Or you get Hunter Biden, and you walk free. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Well,
so I guess that's better.
Yeah, some Democrats may be turning on the Democrats. Your Jon Stewarts and your Cenk Uyghurs are coming around to. It's almost just like they see the writing on the wall. It's like, we can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot lie any longer, because if we want any credibility at all in this field, we have to be a little bit honest. But some Democrats are still hanging on. People like Harry Sisson, who I'm only sharing this from Harry Sisson because it's where I saw it, and I like bringing up Harry Sisson.
Yeah, I know you do.
Harry says, Donald Trump is continuing to push the idea that the United States should annex Canada. This lunatic is out of his goddamn mind. Oh. Now, what he shared is this image that apparently Donald Trump posted, which is fucking hilarious. It just says, "Oh, Canada," and Donald Trump standing on top of a mountain with a Canadian flag, and he's, I can only assume, looking on to his next accomplishment. And the fact that it scares Harry Sisson just makes it even funnier to me. So I thought it was worth a share. Any thoughts, Dave?
I wish that the headline was, "This is mine now."
Next.
Canada, you're mine. Yeah, right. Mexico, here I come.
Yep, I've run out of my time on this country, so I have to move on to my next conquering. All right. Now, more from Harry Sisson here on Hunter Biden, or not Hunter Biden, but Joe Biden, because Joe Biden came out to give some praise to an old friend, his good friend, Dr. Anthony Fauci, right here.
A special thanks to one of the great public health officials, a true hero, who we've led this fight against HIV/AIDS, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Yeah, you notice how he did fumble over HIV/AIDS? Because, notoriously, like, it's funny that he stumbled over that. It's not uncommon for Joe Biden to stumble over his words, but for him to stumble over HIV/AIDS, which Anthony Fauci notoriously fucked that up just as hard as he did COVID. But, yeah. Great work, Fauci. Oh,
and you're a good man.
Oh, yeah.
God love you. As my mother would say, God love you, Anthony.
All right. God love you, Anthony. Joe Biden. Much like Kamala Harris, nobody's asking for Joe Biden's opinion, but he came out to let everybody know that he still supports the guy who we could just let go away and pretend like he doesn't exist, but he keeps coming back around. Do you think there's going to be a reemergence of Dr. Fauci anytime, Dave? Or are we done with him?
Well, I heard he might be on the pardon list.
That was my next
Liz
question.
Cheney and yeah, I think that's what I would do if I was these demons. That's probably what they're begging for. That's so man, it's such an admission though.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna pardon him because he would get, the worst of it. Yep. So I'm going to pardon it. And there's a lot of utility. I'm sure that, man, they're just they got a couple weeks left. I'm sure they're going to take advantage of that power.
Yeah. Now, I was going to ask, can he pardon Fauci if Fauci hasn't been convicted of any crimes or anything? But I guess he did that for Hunter Biden when he said whatever he might have done or felt like doing or thought about doing. Those are all fine too. So yeah, I guess it's within the president's power now to say, if we find out anything about Anthony Fauci ever, or if anybody starts paying attention to all the obvious things that Anthony Fauci has done, those things are pardoned. And my God, there's a part of me that kind of wants it to happen, because I feel like the alternative to Anthony Fauci getting a pardon is Anthony Fauci just fading into the distance and everybody being like, okay, fine, whatever. Nothing happened. If they pardon him, well, they're not going to arrest him. So either they do nothing or they pardon him. If they pardon him, like you said, it's an admission of guilt, like the Hunter Biden thing with Hunter Biden. If it turns out that he did work with Burisma, he's pardoned for that too. Just them having to say it is the admission of guilt that I think has more value than, nothing was going to happen to Hunter anyway. He would just have faded into the distance, just like Anthony Fauci. But now we've got all the Democrats pissed off at Joe Biden and the Biden administration for going back on their word on that, because Biden has said that he was not, and he's been praised by the Democrats for saying that he was not going to use his power to pardon his son. But here we are, and here we go with the next one. Do you think it's better that he pardon Fauci or that Fauci go away? Or do you think there's any chance that Trump would do something to Fauci?
I wouldn't be holding my breath for Trump to do anything to Fauci, but maybe somebody else would. Or, and Trump definitely surprised me over the past 6 months, so I'm ready to be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. That's something Trump will never, ever. This is one of Roy Cohn's rules. You don't apologize for anything ever.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump will never say, I'm really sorry about that. You'll never hear him say that. But he will do cool shit. Like, I heard he's going to invite all the servicemen and women who were shit canned for not taking the jab. They're going to, if they want to come back to the military, then they'll get back pay. And it's going to come with an official apology from the U.S. government.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty significant. Better than saying sorry, in fact. I'd rather have that, So
I will believe it when I see it, but that's not that's
same,
a good,
yeah.
That's a move of good faith, at least, to be like, well, we fucked up, and whoops. We'll take that. I'll take that. I don't need an apology.
They fucked up. The government fucked up, not me. I did great with warp speed. It was great, but
Sure.
They fucked up.
Yep. Warp speed was great, other than all the implicating of warp speed, but it was a great idea that I had, so keep praising that. Now, speaking of Trump, in the inverse of Joe Biden probably pardoning Fauci, allegedly, President Trump announces the nomination of Dr. Jay Bhattacharya to direct the National Institute of Health. Do you know this guy was like he was fairly based in COVID, right? He pushed back on it, right? That's my understanding.
Yeah,
if I remember
I'm pretty
correctly.
sure he was great the whole time, I think. And I think Mike Heiss is friends with him on Facebook. Like, I think,
oh, nice.
Dr. Mav, I think, knows him fairly well. Like, has had multiple conversations with him. And I think that's a big win.
Yep. Probably. I would say so. I mean, once again, as opposed to what, I'm sure libertarians will be upset that he's not a perfect libertarian or what have you, but as opposed to what, we'll take it.
I mean, but this is, anybody would say that is a fucking retard, first of all.
Yes.
Think about, you have to, compared to what? Compared to 4 years ago, when the idea of knowing a human being inside of health and human services, dude, public health is like the most insidious shit since central banking.
Yeah.
It's so fucking evil what they have done through that. So, yeah, I'm really excited that a guy who was right the whole time.
This is my excited
face. I know you're not. I know you're good. But anybody who isn't celebrating this, quite frankly, you're probably missing the mark.
Adam Choi says he co-wrote the Great Barrington Declaration. Enough said. Great choice, Donald Trump, and we'll give you, a couple things there.
I love democracy.
Now, let's see. There's also been, I think, since we last spoke, Kash Patel has been made official. I think we've mentioned it, that he was being rumored, but he has been made official. And as libertarians do, they've got some things to say. Here's a meme. The FBI, quick, cast it into the fire. Kash Patel saying, no, we can reform it. Oh, God. Good golly. Kash Patel, hasn't Kash Patel talked about actually, like, I'm pretty sure there's a quote of Kash Patel saying he wanted to be he wanted to be the head of the FBI so he could shut it down. Not that I think that's going to happen, but libertarians who are mad that he's no longer planning to shut down the FBI, get your head out of your libertarian ass and be glad that there's somebody who thinks that it would be nice to shut down the FBI, who is running the FBI and might be able to reform it. If we can get a reforming of the FBI, that's a start. It's not a finish, sure, but it's a real good start. And once again, compared to what? And with the Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, it's like, well, compared to pardoning Dr. Fauci for being an American hero. That's what we're up against. So, Kash Patel, I'm gonna take whatever reform he wants to do and give him a shot before casting him out for not, because as libertarians know, when you run on I'm gonna join it and then shut it all down, you win, right? That's been a winning strategy that we've tried many times, and every time we've won. No, but Kash Patel won, and he might have a slightly different strategy than your losing one. Dave, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, why is nobody celebrating a person of color being nominated to this,
I have seen some people say Kash
job.
Patel is a DEI hire because he is completely unqualified for the position.
That's funny, that part. So no, man, I'm excited. Let's get Vivek Ramaswamy. Let's get these two Indians together. Vivek would probably want to abolish the shit out of the FBI. I imagine. I think I've heard him say that for sure. So let's get Doge in there and, see where we can at least make some cuts. Let's make some audits. Let's check it out. Let's release some papers. Let's talk about those building 7, the 7 papers from 9/11. Let's talk about some JFK stuff. And I don't know, man. I'm excited. You wouldn't have to do much for me to be like, wow, upgrade.
Sure. Well, the bar was set really, really low. Like so we're not going with somebody who's like stoked about I guess the former CIA guy saying even libertarians like we're laser focused on, like that's been the mindset of the FBI, certainly the people who knocked on Jeremy Kauffman's door allegedly.
Right.
Like that's,
do you think Kash Patel might take you off that list? So, like remove ANCAPs from that watch list? That would be sweet.
If Kash Patel only got in there and all he did was reform the lists, like that'd be a huge win. I'll take that. And I would imagine that'll be at least a little part of it.
He'll add Antifa, I'm sure of that, and probably anybody who's critical of Israel, but still exciting.
Sure. Now, I posted about Kash Patel and said another win for libertarians that they will absolutely hate somehow. And then somebody quote tweeted that. Michael Leibowitz quote tweeted that and said, "How is it a win for libertarians that a yes man for an authoritarian populace is going to lead the FBI? Furthermore, how is it the appointment of a guy who buys into Trump conspiracy theories, sells Trump merchandise, and works for Trump's media company not swamp-like behavior?"
Fuck yeah, Michael Leibowitz. Tell him.
Get us. Yes.
He just he slaughtered you.
Yep. Got him. We can move on from that. Just wanted to let you all know that that good things are still happening. Good things are still happening. Libertarians are still mad. Now let's talk about other things that matter. Elon Musk, actually, no. If you are a libertarian and you hurt yourself, call Lone Star Injury Attorneys, cause. Have you or a loved one been injured by some fucknuggets, reckless driving, a tumble at your shitty job, or some other form of dumb shit outside of your control? Well, fear not, because today's episode is sponsored by a lawyer. Lone Star Injury Attorneys is an award-winning personal injury law firm that achieves maximum results for its injured clients. Max the Axe is not just a lawyer, but a hardcore Mises Caucus libertarian and also a big supporter of this show and all of our bullshit. Max is the best personal injury lawyer in Texas, but don't judge him by his occupation or location. Max is an avid defender of liberty and justice in whatever state you got fucked in. If you've been injured and your ass needs saving, go with the pros at Lone Star Injury Attorneys. Visit LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com or Google Max the Axe. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Once again, go to LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com and get your ass covered. All right. Now, we do have to talk about Elon Musk for a minute because he's another one of Trump's guys. And we all know that Elon Musk has been annoying Trump and just bothering the crap out of him by being at Mar-a-Lago. Here's a quick shot of Trump being annoyed by Elon Musk. They just look miserable. They just look absolutely miserable. But Elon Musk, we've had our back and forths on whether or not we should trust him, Dave, and he's been doing some space things and stuff, which, as you know, makes me not trust him. But there's one thing that I need to highlight that he said this week. Perhaps you caught it, perhaps you didn't. This is, let's see. Let's read a little bit of this. So Zuby posted some stuff, and Elon Musk was responding. He said, "We are running out of conspiracies that turned out to be true. Can someone manufacture a few more? The shelf is almost empty." James Caron said, "The Earth is still round, though, right? Right?" To which Elon Musk said, "Slightly, flattishly round." Oh my God.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
All right, stop.
Fucking thing sucks.
All right. Sorry. Pushing buttons. So Elon Musk knows. He knows. He knows what's up, and he's going to come around, Dave. I think he's going to turn Neuralink on the system, and he's going to he's going to put Neuralinks in brain chips in everybody's brain and let them all see the ice wall and the firmament, and he's going to show them the truth that the Earth is actually flat. That's going to be the end of all of it, Dave. Are you in?
He thinks we went to the moon.
We'll get him there.
What do you think about that?
We'll get him there.
He flattishly. What do you say? Flattishly,
He said
roundly,
slightly flattishly round.
That's interesting.
I don't
gotta
really
be
think it's
lying,
anything.
though.
I think he's full of shit. But yeah,
He is. He's got to be full of shit. He's just going to make things cool and fun. He is definitely full. He's got to be full of shit.
That's
He can't be
fine.
the richest man in the world who works with the president. And dude, that's what I think that this is. Like, they are really rebooting the shit. Like, kind of just rebranding everything. They're changing the whole system.
They
Trump
realize
is
that
this
in order
change
to get
agent.
people's attention, we have to be interesting and real humans.
I mean, it feels good. I mean, it's like the McDonald's stuff with
Sure.
Trump, and like, they take right. And Elon has been awesome. It's after like such a brutal demoralization campaign that we've all been through,
Yeah.
since pretty much 9/11, bro. But certainly in the past 10 years,
Yep.
that like the public was just so primed for this moment.
Mhm.
It feels so good to like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and
So I'm
as we've
skeptical of that.
Sure. Well, as we've said many times, call them out when they're on some bullshit or doing some shady shit. But when they're right, and you should praise them for it. Like when Elon Musk, with a wink and a nod, says the Earth
the
might be
world's flat.
flat-ish, kind of. I'm gonna say, fuck yeah, Elon Musk, let's
Yeah,
go. And I'm gonna
celebrate,
sell the
dude.
T-shirt.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right. Now moving on, back to Joe Biden and checking in on the Middle East here. Joe Biden posted. This was on November 26th. He said, "Today I have good news to report from the Middle East. I have spoken to the prime ministers of Lebanon and Israel, and I am pleased to announce they have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah." To which I say, fuck yeah. Let's go. Sure. Nope, wrong one. Yeah, yay. All the buttons today. Cool. Yeah. If it's
Applause.
true, great. Just praise them when they're right and chastise them when they're not. And if there's any truth to that, which I would find very hard to believe, sure. Good job, Joe Biden. Keep it going. Even if it's only between Israel and Hezbollah, which is not even where this thing started, we'll take it and we'll move on to the next thing. Any thoughts, Dave?
Oh man, Joe Biden bringing peace in the Middle East right before Christmas. What a gift.
It'd be a real
to
own on
America,
Dave
the
Smith, you
world.
know? It'd really
Yeah,
show
right.
him.
Most libertarian president ever, probably. And we're losing him. Got a couple
Yep.
weeks left. Enjoy it. Pardon some people. Bring freedom to some people and fun.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Now, we'll see where it goes. We'll see if Joe Biden wants to have the most elaborate troll ever and just stop all wars before Donald Trump gets in there to stick it to the Republicans. All right, cool. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I doubt that's going to happen because, everybody loves Israel. And now we've got, lately, the Daily Wire I don't know. This is just a nice clip from the Daily Wire that I thought was worth a share. Let's see.
You know, people are always accusing Ben of having dual loyalty. They're accusing Jews, but Ben as being a king of the Jews. They accuse him of,
Lowercase k.
Right. It occurs to me that we should all have a dual loyalty to Israel because it is the place that God hallowed with His presence, and it is like still the living presence is there. If you've ever been there, you know it is, and it's like.
Oh my God!
Even St. Paul says that God is not done with the Jews. God is not done with the Jews.
At least.
So we should all have dual loyalty citizenship with Israel. Dave, I've got some thoughts.
Yo, that guy's the token Christian on that network. Isn't he? That's the guy. Like, doesn't he identify as a Christian?
Yeah, former Jew, converted to Christianity, but we need to have dual loyalty to Israel. Because it's Jesus' hometown.
Right. Yeah, that's where. God bless that land. Where's that passage at? Show me that.
Yep.
And you can feel it. You can feel God. You leave, God is, and then you go, and there He is again.
Well, you know, the Daily Wire is the Daily Wire, and you know.
I heard they're losing a shit ton of money on some movies they're trying to produce that sucks. So
I've heard that also.
For that.
You know, I mean, when they're good, we praise them, and Am I a Racist was a great film. And when they suck, like insisting that we all blindly support the nation state of Israel and their government because the Bible, no, go fuck yourself. Now, in other news, let's just check in real quick with Kash Patel. Everybody, all the libertarians' favorite, Kash Patel.
We will shut off the machinery that feeds money into Iran. We will no longer have 100 hostages still in captivity, Israeli and American and otherwise, by Hamas and Iran's Hezbollah mercenary forces. We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel and bring home Israelis and make sure we stand by our number one ally in Israel.
Now, I do have a question. Could we get, like, for all of these great picks that Donald Trump has, could we get just one that isn't completely sold out, kissing the wall, sucking Israel's dick? Could we just get one who isn't? Because they're pretty based on a lot of things, but they all have one thing in common. It seems like it's not a new thing that's in common, so it's still, like, as opposed to what? The other side who would do the same with worse people, so good, great, but could we just get like one person who's like, maybe we shouldn't send all of our money to blow up children and genocide Gazans and Iranians and whatever Bibi Netanyahu feels like doing because the Bible, and that's what we're supposed to do. Could we just get one? Just one. Dave?
It'd be Bhattacharya. Maybe that guy.
Yeah. I don't know. If
Maybe,
somebody knows somebody,
I'm hoping.
if somebody knows the one, send it to me and I'll be happy and we'll talk about it. But
right. But to be fair, some of those people are probably Zionists because they're blackmailed to be. So
yeah. Well, sure. That's a thing. Now we do have to touch base on one completely unrelated thing. The Jaguar, Dave, we've been reporting, we've been keeping people updated on their big reveal, and for what it's worth, here it is.
I am with the all-new Jaguar Type 00, which is a design vision. Check it out, it looks absolutely insane. When we look at the front, we can have a look at all these amazing LEDs, 23-inch wheels, and I'll show you the back of the car as well. These insane lights, as you can see. And then what we're going to do,
those are insane.
We're going to have a look inside as the doors open. Absolutely crazy. Check
that
out
door
that
looks
interior,
wildly inconvenient.
which is unbelievable. And then we have another storage compartment which comes out as well.
So sterile.
It's hauntingly sterile.
And the screens go up as well.
It's like an abortion clinic. Just kidding, those are dirty.
That is insane. So I am with.
All right, so that's it. They put out two colors of two cars that look like they're micro machines blown up and super space AG with the least convenient doors possible. And good luck, getting that thing serviced. But well, it was all worth it, and I hope it works out with your very obscurely, I don't know, probably 2017 style ad where it's just like, we like trans people, so we're going to have a car. And then they put out the Barbie car, the cyber Barbie car. I'm underwhelmed, Dave. That just might be the car enthusiast in me, but I personally am underwhelmed. What do you think?
So if I saw it in a movie and it was not hot, if it was like a, whatever, just like, and the movie would have to be based obviously in like the year 2055 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I've noticed. Like some car makers do this, man. From time to time, they want to pretend that we are in 2050 or something. It's like that is not appropriate. That car is not appropriate for 2024. And the people who would drive it they live in, like they're going to live in 15-minute cities. And all those cities have shitty roads that aren't big enough. And it's just like, it's so awkward.
You're going to get robbed. That's what Dave's saying. You're going to get robbed. Who isn't king the fuck out of that car in the city?
Right. Yeah, you're painting a target on your back with that thing. If it was, if Bruce Wayne was driving it in Batman 2099, I would be like, that looks cool.
Sure.
But
I mean, more like Bruce Wayne driving it in Batman and Robin, where it was like got real campy with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It looks more like it's real glossy and colorful. It looks more something in that realm, which everybody knows was the best Batman movie.
From a design perspective, I'm not hating on it, just like I think that it looks like a concept car, or the inside is terrible.
If in their first ad
it makes me uncomfortable, I would not want to be in it.
If their first ad wasn't what it was, if their first ad was like something to do with a car, if their first ad wasn't something that would obviously from any marketing standpoint get criticism in 2024, if their first ad had a fucking car in it, we'd be having a different conversation right now. It'd be like, is the car cool? Is the car not cool? But it's like this whole campaign of, oh, guess what we've got? We've got 6 Dylan Mulvaney's to let you know that they can sit on rocks and be different and weird. Isn't that weird? Now, here's a weird car. All right, it's a weird car. Good job.
Right.
In fairness, they got us talking about it, so good on you. I wouldn't, if they just put out that ad or something that just had the car, I'd be like, neat car, bro, and moved on. So I guess they did something right. I just don't know if it'll pay off in the end.
Yeah, this seems like the Jaguar, dude. That's like fucking James Bond shit.
Right.
So it's like they did a Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, we came up with a new car. It's like we were this, and now we're that.
Right.
And that's just very sad.
Now, the ultimate payoff is going to be when they gender swap James Bond in the next James Bond movie, and then they have it driving this new Jaguar and they look like they being James Bond looks exactly like one of the. Maybe they just use one of the people from the ad. Maybe they're planting the seeds. Maybe that's an Easter egg. Maybe James Bond is one of those freaks in that first ad. Who knows? But exciting times we live in, Dave, and I'm really amped up and revved up to see where Jaguar goes with this one, personally. But in good news, NASA detected an asteroid that's due to hit Earth's atmosphere. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up there. Thank you all for watching. It's fine. It was supposed to hit yesterday, and I guess it did, and we're all good. And I mean, the headline was going around as though we're all going to die any minute now, which I thought was pretty funny and typical of the news. But yeah, we're fine. It apparently happened, and whew, that was a close one. That was a close one. So, Dave, how are you gonna?
That's probably the 10th. That's probably like the 10th time I've seen one of those in my life.
Sure.
Oh, asteroid determined to hit me. So one actually is going to come. I'm just going to be like me.
Well, sure. I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. How do you plan to spend your last days on Earth, Dave, before the big one actually happens? I mean, we all just had a near-death experience, if the media is correct. So are you living differently now? We both just got the Donald Trump shot to the ear, and now we've got a new lease on life. How are you going to spend it?
Yeah, the fear of God was not put in me with the meteor, though, because I needed to hear about it a couple days ago. So
Oh,
no, I'm
shit.
good. I know.
I was trying to help Dave. I was trying to scare you straight so you'd get your shit together.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to. I know. I have more work to do. So,
Dave, it's been fun. Let's do some after party and talk about the topic of today is whores. We're going to talk about whores. So we'll just leave you on that cliffhanger ending. Dave, where can people find you? And any final thoughts that you may have, feel free to let her rip.
yeah, you can catch me working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Yeah, but seriously, I got health insurance now, motherfuckers. So.
Fuck yeah.
Life is good, and you can. So you can still catch me on Twitter from time to time. You can definitely catch me on weekends tweeting some stuff from the great dissident media. But go check them out anyway. Buy those T-shirts. We got some really cool shit that we're working on. That come early 2021. 2025. Jesus Christ. 2021.
We're in the future, Dave. Welcome to the future.
I know. So in 2025, we're going to be doing some really cool stuff. So go support that venture and support this one. You send Dan Smotz 5 smackers in that Patreon. Make it 10. Inflation is a bitch.
Yes.
And yeah, you can catch me on the show next week or in the after party.
Absolutely. Wrapping up the year. We've got a few more left in the can before we all venture into the wild blue yonder of 2025. But you can find me at TSIDpod on the twits, or the systemsdown.tv is the website, or wherever the Systems Downs are sold. Dan at TSIDpod is the email. Thank you all for hanging out. Stuff's going on. Hunter Biden's getting pardoned. It's really no surprise. There's so little surprising news this week, but it's still worth a note that Hunter Biden has been pardoned for literally anything he may or may not have done, or could do, or whatever comes up for, not 12 years, not rounding to 10 years or 15 years. I mean, it could have been 15 years if you didn't want to bring speculation, but specifically 11 years. So there's probably nothing to that. It's probably nothing, and you don't need to worry about it, just like you didn't need to worry about that laptop or Ashley Biden's diary or all the other stuff. He's been the greatest president of our lifetime, and I am very excited to see him go out with a bang. And I don't know what that means, YouTube. I'm sorry, it came out wrong. I did not mean it the way it sounded, but I'm very happy to see Joe Biden go down, and I'm very excited to see Hunter Biden walk free, because parenthood, and we all know that Joe Biden's a good dad and he's the best president, and this has been fun. Dave, thanks for being here. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we'll see you in the after party. Let's go talk about some hewers. Question everything. Question everything. Stay comfortable, and we'll see you over there.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here is how the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.